Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is How Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now, in this video, we're looking at how to construct angles. How to construct angles. And before we go to the construction part, let's look at some few things. Now, when we talk of angle, an angle is formed whenever two lines meet. What do we mean by an angle is formed whenever two lines meet? In our previous video, look at what lines are. So let's say I have this line over here, and then I draw another line like this. See, now because this line here and then this line has met, we say that an angle has been formed. You see, they can meet any way. They can meet in any direction as well. So let's say we have this line here. We have this line here meeting with this line over here. So far as they have met at a point, then we say what? An angle has been formed. So we have an angle over here that has been what? Formed. So basically, that is what an angle is. An angle is formed when two lines do what? Meet. Now the end of the point where these two lines meet, we call it the vertex. The vertex, right? So this over here is my vertex for this angle, and then this over here is the vertex for this angle. And mind you, it is not only one angle that has been formed. This is also another angle. This is also another angle, and this is also another angle. Now, how do we measure the magnitude of these angles? Angles are measured with an instrument we call a protractor. So this here is my protractor, and as we go on, you would get to have a feel of how we use the protractor, right? So for most protractors, they have the inner calibration and then the outer calibration, where you have from 0 to 180 for the inwards, depending on the one you are using. But for mine here, I have the 0 to 180 inwards and then 180 to 0 outwards. They are all actually the same thing. Now let's look at how we name angles. How do we name angles? So before we construct these angles, we should look at how they are named as well. As we have said, two lines meet to form an angle. So let's say I have this line over here, then this line over here. And I'm having this point over here as what? A, and its end is B, and then I have C over here. I can call this angle BAC, indicating that, so angle BAC, indicating that A is the vertex. So always you put the letter at where the vertex is, in the middle. And this is how we indicate it. Or you can write BAC this way. Apart from BAC, you can also call it CAB. So angle CAB or angle CAB. They are all the same thing, so far as your vertex is in the middle. Now that we have a little knowledge on angles, protractor, and then how to name these angles, let's look at how we can construct these angles. Now, under angle construction, the first thing we'll be looking at is how to copy an angle. Copying an angle, with what we mean here is the angle has already been constructed, and you want to copy it so that yours will be of the same measure as that which has already been constructed. So to copy an angle, let's say this angle is X, Y, Z. Okay, so angle X, Y, Z, right? Now, to copy this angle, the first thing we need is what? Our line segment, right? We first of all need our line segment. So I'll come all the way here and then draw my line segment somewhere around here. And let me name that an AB. So I'll name this line segment here AB. Then what we do next is you take your compass. So with your compass, you step at the vertex of the angle you want to copy. You see? And then draw an arc. you draw an arc such that it touches both lines or both arms of the angle. You see, so I'm drawing this arc here, you see, and I make sure it touches both arms of my angle. You can even let it exceed, it's fine. Now with that done, you'd use the same radius you used to measure or to draw this arc. You use that same radius and come down here and draw the same arc. You see, so I'll come here and then draw the arc. Then what you do next is, with this arc drawn, we now come and stand at this point here. That is one of the points, which is an intersection of the arc you have drawn and one of the lines. So I stand here, and then what I do is I open my compass such that the compass pencil touch this point over here. So I'm coming to open it so that it touches this point over here. So as you can see, I have my pin. This is my pin right here on the one end of the arc I drew. And then my pencil is going to be on the other end over here. You see? So with that, I'll now come back here and stand at the point where I have this intersection line and then my AB. Point at that and then draw an arc above. You see? So with that done, we now take our ruler and then make sure we draw a straight line from where we have our point A. Make sure it passes through our point of intersection of these two arcs we have drawn. So this is mine over here. This is mine over here. You see? And that is it. Our angle has been copied successfully. And you realize that if you measure the angle, so let's measure the angle here and let's see. If I measure my angle, that is about 30 degrees, 31 degrees. Then I come and measure this one also over here. They are approximately the same. This is also 30 degrees. So this is how we do what? We copy angles. In our next session now, let's look at how we can bisect a given angle. So how to bisect a given angle. So once again, we have this angle XYZ over here and we want to bisect it. Bisection simply means at the end of the day, we should have the same measure on both sides. So let me measure this angle once again over here. So we know what we should be expecting after our bisection. So this is angle 30 degrees. And it means if I finish bisecting it, I should get 15 degrees each on both sides. Okay. Now to bisect a given angle, first of all, we need to draw an arc. This arc will give us the point we would be able to stand on to draw or to bisect the angle, right? So I'm going to draw this arc over here. Now with this arc drawn, that will help you to get your bisection. We first of all stand at one point of the arc. That is the point it touches our line. You see? And then you open your radius, the radius of your compass, and draw an arc. And then with that same radius, we stand at the other end and draw another arc to touch the previous arc we drew. You do that nicely, as you see over here. With this done, you put your ruler down and you align the vertex of your angle and make sure it does what? It passes through your point of intersection, right? So I now take my ruler, yes, and then I've aligned it from the vertex to my point of intersection. And then with that, I draw what a straight line from my vertex through the point of intersection. And we can say that what we have bisected our angle. Now, you realize that these two angles you have drawn will be of the same measure. As I said, bisection simply means you have divided it into what? Two equal parts. So let me first of all measure the one above, after which we'll now measure the one below and we see if they truly are of the same measure. So for this one, I have my 10 over here and it's on 15. You see, it's on 15. If we take it up and then measure the one above also, that is also on what? 15. And hence, we have bisected the 30 into two equal parts, right? So that is bisection. This is how far this video is gonna get. Now, in our next video, we'll now be looking at how to construct our own angles, starting from 90, 15, and then all the common angles. All right. So starting from 60 and then 30 and the rest. If this video was helpful, kindly drop a like and then let me know in the comment section whatever you want me to do as well. So thanks for watching. And if this is your first time, kindly subscribe so that anytime I release any maths related content, you'll be notified as well. Stay blessed.